Welcome to the InnerVision podcast. I'm Mike Eggleston. Our first episode is going to be on Moldavite. It's a very unique and amazing tektite. The green color and the varying textures give it a uniqueness that's very appealing to collectors for both the aesthetic and the metaphysical attributes. So first off, what is a tektite? A meteorite hit approximately 14.7 million years ago in Bavaria, Germany, what is known as the Reese Crater. This impact was so large that it liquefied all the quartz minerals, rocks, heated it up to about 2,000 degrees, and ejected it into the upper atmosphere. It then cooled and rained back down as this natural glass that we know today as Moldavite. So Moldavite is a tektite. It's considered a mineraloid, high in silica. The licatillurite inclusions are molten quartz. It just doesn't have a crystalline structure. Therefore, it's not considered a crystal, more of a natural glass. We also see natural glass form with volcanic activity, and this is known as obsidian, where the meteoric stuff is tektites. So Moldavite's been one of the most popular tektites and metaphysical stones for close to 2 decades, if not more. Up until a few years ago, it was more obscure. It was well known, but then it went viral on TikTok and social media, and that pushed it into the mass consciousness. So basically, if you were working with crystals in any capacity, you probably heard about Moldavite around 2020 to 2022. This coincided right around the time that production started to drop off. After 2019, the Broska Lokta, also known as Zataka, stopped producing, and this took a huge portion of the market with it. Now, very limited production, and going forward, it's going to remain that way. It's not what it once was, but at the same time, it's still abundant and available. There are quite a few trusted dealers out there. So, when it went viral on TikTok, people started making a lot of videos about, you're not ready for its energy, it's going to flip your life upside down, blaming the stone, etc., etc. You also had your pros as well, your supporters. You also had a number of dealers claiming that, this or that was fake. At the same time, just helping to spread confusion, I would call it. The reality is that there is still abundant amount of Moldavite on the market. And as far as the fakes go, you can check out our How to Spot Fake Moldavite page on the website. For the last 15 years, we've had the #1 page on Google dedicated to that topic, educating the public and our clients. We periodically update it as we get new images of the fakes coming from Asia and India. We update them on the website. It's been reproduced across the World Wide Web and by many of the Crystal Book authors over the years. So I hope this gives you a better understanding regarding the topic of Moldavite and energy. This, again, is from my perspective, my understanding of things as I've worked with crystals and studied hermetics, consciousness, and these things over the last 20 years. So I hope this provides some information and shed some light on the topic. So Moldavite, it's a very interesting stone. It's a tektite forged by the powers of the above and the below colliding. The cosmic energy to create it is beyond imagination. A meteor large enough to create an event that liquefies all the quartz and minerals into a new form of tektite, which has not been seen in other locations. Moldavite has been prized for thousands of years for many reasons: tools, artifacts. Some were found with the Venus of Willendorf in Austria. That's been dated to 25,000 years. It's been revered in modern times for its metaphysical and energetic properties and by collectors alike. So everything has a vibration. Do some research on Marcel Vogel to further understand the properties that are utilized with crystals and stones. When these tools, quartz or Moldavite, for example, are introduced into the human energy field, it can amplify, transmute, or have an effect on us, either subtly or not so subtle. These stones are best utilized in meditation, so one can learn to sense subtle energy. They can also be utilized for energetic healing modalities by trained practitioners who are aware of the channels and the chakra system, the energy body. When we utilize Moldavite, its vibration can accelerate things in our lives, but the chaos or the harmony we perceive comes from within us. So it's dependent upon our state of mind and our alignment. If we are, for example, doing toxic things or mentally acting out dramas and the like, then we should not be surprised when this manifests in our lives. If we are living life with more of an open heart, trying to live our purpose, meditate, aligning ourselves with love, for example, then this state of mind will lead to a more desired outcome. But faith without works is dead, so we must make every effort to attain it and to integrate and embody it to the best of our ability beyond the intellectual emotional level. This leads us to detachment for a moment. Many are attached to an outcome that they have read in a book or heard online, usually the best attributes, the best experiences, which they then expect to happen. And when it doesn't manifest as they wish, they get disappointed and shift their consciousness to a lower state. It all comes from within. If you don't have the foundation to build the house upon, then you can't expect to get the results that you're reading about when, say, you're not meditating, you're not doing the things that build the inner connection. And if you're not doing that, you can't just expect to pick up the crystal or stone and be like, okay, I want to change my life. So these tools are tangible objects which we utilize to affect or access our inner state, which is then projected into the world we see around us. Does this make sense? What is the state of the world today? And what is the inner state of most people these days? Do you see the correspondence? So all matter is energy arranged into form. It has energy, holds a vibration that produces the archetype in material form. Atoms vibrate at a certain frequency, arranged into molecules taking this form, all the way from the human body down to a crystal structure. Everything is energy at its core. So, where's the thing that powers the nucleus of an atom? Where does the energy which is produced come from and go if it can neither be created nor destroyed? Thought is a driving force in our reality, and energy follows our thoughts. Perception shapes things, etc. All are dependent upon our level of consciousness and our intention and thoughts. If you add pure intention to the thoughts we act upon or believe to be real, we begin to shift our reality, our beliefs. This is all having a very deep impact, both on a collective and an individual level. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, but we must act in accordance with the intention, with the highest good of all considered, to manifest anything close to what most dream of, beyond just like, I have a vision board, or I want to manifest abundance, I want to manifest this. We're always manifesting. That's the constant state of the universe, is emanation and creation. We're always manifesting. And our thoughts, how we think most of the time, is what we see around us in our own personal lives most of the time, with few exceptions. So esoteric thought is on par with modern science, like quantum physics. And as Einstein said, the spiritual and the science sides, they have to merge eventually in order to answer the questions that we seek. Esoteric science teaches us about consciousness, energy, and prana, spirit, whereas exoteric science measures what it can and then discards what it can't, or postulates theories that later evolve upon either more evidence or just, hey, write it off because we can't prove it. Now, the spiritual material, they're not separate things. So they're all interconnected. Consciousness being the very foundation and the driving force, the all within all and all within the all. And the mineral world is, in fact, one of those kingdoms. And it's the first level of consciousness which manifests through matter in our material world. So you have the mineral and the crystal and the planet itself. And then you've got the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, the human kingdom, and higher kingdoms also exist, all levels of consciousness. So I hope this helps you with a deeper understanding about how crystals and Moldavite have an effect on us from an energy consciousness perspective. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you tuning in, and we'll be doing this often. So join me. Thank you again. I'm Mike Eggleston from InnerVision Crystals. Have an amazing day.